Hey, my lovelies. Welcome to our New Moon in Virgo workshop tonight. If you can, you might want to pause the video, those of you doing this on catch up, and grab a strap or a belt, a scarf, anything that's a bit longer than your arms. And we can use that later. Taking a seat, whether it's on your bottom or kneeling, close your eyes. Palms down to ground on your thighs, or palms up if you want to open the chest. So seeing what feels right for you. Taking a few deep breaths in through both your nostrils or your mouth. Maybe you pause at the top. And as you exhale, give yourself permission, if there's been anything on your mind before the session or anything after the session coming up, to release that every time you exhale. Sending it off with love and gratitude. And each time you're inhaling, opening that space to connect to you tonight. Virgo energy is very much about bringing that energy of nurture to ourselves. And for most of us, we're very good at doing that for others. So perhaps you may like to set an intention to gift this time and space for you, or something that you would like to connect to, awaken, strengthen, and gift to yourself that is already within you, waiting to be seen and heard and loved. And taking a moment to give yourself some thanks for making some space and time for the session. And keep the eyes closed and drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. And take a few deep breaths in through the left side of the neck, feeling that gentle stretch. Connecting to each exhale as a chance to let go, to release. And each inhale an opportunity to nurture, to support, to comfort. Bring the head gently back to neutral. And then dropping it to the other sides. Maybe noticing a difference. And scan your body for any tension maybe you're holding, maybe in your teeth, your face, perhaps your hips or behind your knees. Without trying to change it, just becoming aware of where you may be holding some space, some tension. And sometimes just by observing something, noticing, the body can soften and let go. It becomes effortless. And then coming back to center, lifting your chin up, let your head lean back. Maybe your eyes roll into the back of their sockets and you feel a stretch under your jaw. And then gently bring the chin as close to your chest as you can. Stay here for a moment and maybe turn your head towards the right. Notice any tension, breathing into those spaces. Then maybe you change to the other side. And again, be really gentle and really mindful here. And slowly bringing your head back up. Maybe you make some circles or make any movement now that feels like you want to. Give yourself permission to move And if you're going one way, changing. Then come back to center. Open your mouth as wide as you can and stick your tongue out as far as you can and hold that stretch like you're in the dentist, really opening that out. Stretch all around the corners of the mouth. And then release the tongue, let the lips maybe come near each other and just notice what may or may not have felt in the mouth. And when you're ready, we're going to come onto our backs for our first pose of the evening. In fact, I'm going to give you two choices. If your energy has really been feeling quite whacked out and low, you're going to want banana. So if your energy's been really low or you're feeling just fairly tired, we're going to bend our upper body round to the right, bring our right foot over to the side and our left foot over to meet it. And we're going to be in our banana here and relax. However, if you're wanting something that helps you bring your energy in, maybe you've been feeling a bit indecisive lately and you've got some decisions to maybe make, you might want to come into deer, where we bring the right leg forwards, the right knee and ankle in alignment, and the left knee is in alignment, and you can tip forwards looking for a stretch. So banana pose if you need more zen energy. If you want to be a little bit more decisive and maybe you need to take some action on some stuff, you're looking for more of an activating pose. So trusting your decision and also knowing that you can change your mind if you need to. We're going to be here for about 2.5 minutes. So either banana or deer. And if you're in banana, you're looking for a mild sensation down the hip, the armpit, perhaps across the chest, the nipple. And Virgo energy, particularly around this time of year for our society, can really bring that back to school kind of feeling. And for some of us, that can mean such a different thing and feel so different depending on who we are and even those who we share space with. There can be a lot of energy of pressures and overwhelm, and this needing to rush and speed up because the rest of the world is going into that momentum. And perhaps we are someone that does need to have that back to school energy and that feel. Virgo's here to help us become aware. Notice where we're speeding up and perhaps our minds are racing, when we can actually connect to the body and the body's actually saying, we're pretty tired, or we're feeling like we need some replenishment. So there can be a bit of a disconnect. And for a lot of us that have been doing this work, we start to realize that we can't survive and we don't want to survive the way we used to. So perhaps reflecting, has there been a bit of a push-pull dynamic with speeding up and slowing down? And how do you feel when you do slow down or take rest? Is there a story around that? Or do you allow yourself to gift that to yourself and honor it's an essential part of being human? Depending which pose you took, if you're in banana, coming into legs in the center, maybe you bring your hands onto your body or at your sides, laying down to rest. If you're in deer, you may prefer to sit up and meditate, or even in banana. So choosing where you're going to land for the next minute. And sometimes our story can be, I can't slow down because there's so much to do. It's almost like, if you don't check your inbox, your emails for a week or a month, there might be this colossal amount. We've created a society around, we have to get it all done. And if we slow down, we're going to be suffocated more. And Virgo's here to really teach us how to find the peace in the doing and creating that balance between the physical and the spiritual, so that rather than having this racing energy and perhaps this exhaustion, this paradox that's going on, we find a way to bring harmony, ground our energy, and do what's right for us in the moment rather than how perhaps we feel we should be. So depending on what side you've done your banana, either bending round to the other side, or if you're coming into deer, the left leg is going to be forwards, the right knee is at the side and tipping forwards. Finding some slight discomfort. Looking for a bit of tension and not over pushing it. And that's where the beauty of yin can help us reflect this energy of, to the outsider, it may look like we're doing nothing. And to us, it can feel like maybe we're wasting time and we could be doing something much more energetical. Yet what is going on the inside, the mind, the organs, the detoxification process, the healing, it's a very yang energy going on inside for our body, because it's doing a lot of work while we hold that stillness. So maybe consider, is there anything that you do that is quite a busy energy, quite fast? Maybe it's momentum or something in your mind that you could consider how you could incorporate some slow energy to bring balance, and vice versa. And very slowly, if you're in banana, coming back to neutral in the center, maybe hands on your body. Maybe you come up to a meditative position. And I invite you to place your hands somewhere on your body that needs some love, needs your attention, wants your attention. And if there has been some energy of maybe overwhelm or pressure, there's been a lot of energy around feeling lost and confused for some of us, seeing if you can connect intuitively to your body and send your body some reassurance and some nurture that you're here and everything's going to be okay, because we're okay right now. And we're always okay. And when you're ready, I'm going to give you a couple of choices. Normally in butterfly, we bring the legs in and we look to tip forwards. I'm going to go more into a diamond shape and surrender forwards. It's quite subtle. If you've got tight calves, you might feel this a lot. Palms can be up, head down. Or you can do this same thing. Legs open, arms above your head, choosing what feels right for you. It's a very soft pose, yet don't underestimate its power. And something I was reflecting on today, connecting to this Virgo energy and this back to school vibe, is considering how we used to make decisions from childhood to being teenagers, young adults, and even the adults we are today. And for some of us, decisions were made for us. And sometimes that can create this energy of entitlement and wanting others to sort it. And then as teenagers, for a lot of us, we had limited choice and limited resources. So we made a decision that we probably maybe wasn't that passionate about, yet it was the only thing available to us. And as we've moved into teens and young adults and adults, choices and options have become so abundant. There's almost no excuse to not do anything this day and age, because there's so many ways around things. And maybe you are in this energy of you want to study something, you want to change direction, you're not sure, or you haven't maybe got the energy or the income. Virgo energy is here to ground us and create consistency. And consistency around our human essentialness of being. I know I say it every time. Our sleep, our water, our nourishment, our connection to ourselves, sun, joy, rest, being in nature, boundaries. When we allow ourselves to develop these, that's where we create space to expand, maybe change behaviors and notice our coping mechanisms and celebrate that we've even noticed. Our intuition gets so strong. We start to trust the universe and source and nature and our inner wisdom. We notice when we try and avoid and adapt. We let ourselves hear the old stories of why we can't. And we know it's safe to feel it. We let ourselves listen and question and hold space for each other and ourselves. So you've got 20 more seconds here. And very, very slowly, if you're laying on your back, you can come into that laying pose, or if you're sitting forwards, maybe come up to a meditation position. I'd like you to consider what empowers you, what helps you feel strong within and without. It may be music, food, for example, meditations, something simple, maybe even going for that food shop. So considering what empowers you to bring your energy back into you. And considering what empowers you and brings your energy back in. And it may be having that longer sleep in the day, or journaling, or listening to some different music. How or where could you make that space a bit more consistent for you? If you're short on time, for example. And keeping that in mind, we're going to come onto our backs. You either drop both your knees to the right, or you can cross your left knee over and drop it over. Open your left arm out and turn your head away. You're looking for a light pull-in sensation from your hip, maybe up to your fingertips. So what does empower you? Virgo's here to go, right, there is some actions that you do need to take. Without getting rigid and obsessive, perhaps if that was how we used to be in the past, and finding a balance. And that's the thing with Virgo. We say it how it is, so we can get really honest with ourselves, especially because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is all about communication. And it can be a chance to listen to where we block ourselves and say we can't do or we won't do things. And we may hear it or see it in others by listening and observing where others are on their journeys, and connect to compassion and empathy and forgiveness. and allow ourselves to see things in different ways and teach ourselves and teach others and honor ourselves and others. And when we do slow down and listen, we open to nature and cosmos. And Virgo, they say, is one of the most intuitive signs. We can observe nature and the flowers and perhaps signs and synchronicities and feel really blessed to receive. So slowly bring your legs out straight and allow your hands either on your body, and perhaps you connect. And if you're someone that does Reiki, or even if you don't do Reiki, maybe you could connect to a part of yourself and send yourself nurture and love and healing. Perhaps connect into a mantra. I am safe to receive. I am safe to love. I am open to receive. I'm safe to heal. Anything that resonates for you. And open yourself to gratitude. Give yourself some thanks for connecting. We can be really great at opening our minds, yet we can forget sometimes to open our hearts and open curiosity and fun and play. And when we're ready, bending our knees, either dropping both our knees to the other side, or you can cross the leg over if you prefer. Dropping your knees to the left, opening out to the right. Again, looking for that mild sensation. And times can feel conflicting with this energy, almost a bit of a paradox of the world speeding up, yet a lot of us know the moon cycles now. When the moon is new, she is here to support rest and going in. So maybe reflecting on, have you been harsh on yourself anywhere? And where could you bring some compassion and some forgiveness as we remember and do this work, that we are here to also just be. We're here for another 30 seconds, so you might want to deepen that stretch a little bit. And then very slowly, either coming back to neutral, laying on your backs. Again, options to connect to yourself. Maybe palms are up, or maybe you come into a meditation pose, trusting. And considering that for a lot of us, we're shifting into our season of autumn, yet for some of us there's still a lot of beautiful sun energy around us. It's an opportunity for us to let go of what the norms once were for us and accept that we are different year to year, month to month, day to day. We're constantly changing, and so is nature and world around us. As we're evolving, it can feel really unfamiliar and uncomfortable that we've not experienced this before. This reality is different to maybe last year's reality or reality 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's almost like a lot of us are unlearning what we once knew was true and realizing that we know so much yet so little. And for most of us growing up, we've looked for control. Virgo, when we're overstimulated, very controlling, very rigid. So as we realize that we are so different each day and compared to last year or 10, 20 years ago, different to others, we can start to realize that we don't need to know everything. We can start to find balance and create peace and enjoy the journey. Liking and loving who we are now and who we are becoming, and accepting and loving who we once were and who we are now. So slowly, if you've got your strap, you can bend your right knee and you can put it around the sole of your right foot. And then we're going to take the leg out into stirrup out to the sides. If you prefer for more of a hamstring, you could take a hamstring. It's totally up to you what you want to do. You might want to bend your other leg up. And this new moon is closely leading us into Libra season. And Libra, being the element of air, and it loves balance. Libra really is about balance. It's about letting go of that heaviness and embracing that lightness, and also honoring that heaviness and exploring that darkness. And as we do these practices, we can learn to ebb and flow, and rather than jump into what is the next thing, I need to know an answer, or I need to know what's happening, we can reflect and celebrate how much we have done and let go of this idea of time. Can we honor that it's okay to dip in and out of things, and what you may decide to do now, you may decide to put on pause at some point later, or even step away from until you're ready, or change direction. So you've got 30 more seconds. Maybe take this time to reflect on what has shifted the last couple of years for you. Slowly bring that leg down, taking a moment to rest and notice how that leg feels. What's gone on with your body? And then really slowly, other leg. Because when we do give ourselves a chance to look back and honor and respect and forgive, celebrate, all these multitudes of things, we start to let go of where we think we should have been and what we should have achieved maybe by now, or what should be happening. And we can start to find the magic in exploring, in even rebelling. For me, some things that I should not be doing is eating this or doing that. And then when I actually allow myself that space and time, I remember that I'm here to experience and have fun too. Where do you allow yourself to make mistakes and be a human? Where do you let yourself feel discomfort and even pain sometimes? And sit with that. How long do you let yourself feel happy and joyful for? Slowly bring that leg down, rebounding, chill out. And it's those in-between spaces, those times of stillness, those times of empowerment, when the penny can drop or something can shift. And until we learn to integrate what maybe we've been learning and embody and be it and trust it and actually implement it and do it, and implementing it and doing it could mean such a different thing to all of us. Whether it's learning to slow down, speed up, take action, not take action. It's that space of practicing in it and trying it and sitting with those uncomfortable sensations that may be pure joy, that allow us to explore new beginnings and know that we are safe and worthy and open and ready to make changes, perhaps be less serious, and remember that we're here to try. And my friend G said it once, we're here to give everything a real good crack, like a good go at it. And I was like, yeah, simple. So a couple of options to finish our last pose or so tonight. You might want to roll your legs behind you and come into caterpillar. Scared the cat off as I did that. Snail, sorry. Or you might want to come into caterpillar, which is where we tip forwards. Or if you're feeling like you want to open your chest more, being mindful of this, you can come into saddle pose and you can come back. You might come back a little bit, you might come back a lot, you might lay down. We're here for a few minutes, whatever you choose. You know you. So do you let yourself space and time for integration and implementation? Do you allow yourself space to try and explore? And if you have been trying and exploring, where do you let yourself have space and time to reflect, observe? The last 30 seconds. And very slowly, wherever you are, either come into a lay-in space for a meditation or seated. You might want a blanket. You might want pillows under your knees. Get comfy, get cozy. Close your eyes and start to breathe deep at your belly. Let your ribs expand. Let your exhales be long and soft. As you're breathing, bring your awareness to your heart chakra, the space at the center of your chest and the back of the body in the center. And perhaps you set an intention at the beginning of the session. I'd like you to consider, what kind of energy would you like to strengthen, activate, open to under this Virgo energy? And staying connected to your heart chakra, considering how would that feel to be that, embody that in absolute abundance. And you may like to connect to a color, a symbol. Perhaps it's a spirit animal. Perhaps it's just a knowing. And feeling that really nestle in at your heart chakra. And each time you're inhaling, feeling, sensing, connecting to whatever may or may not have shown itself to you. All the way up to your shoulders. And connecting this at your throat, the front and the back of the neck. Connecting to that energy here. What would you like to create an abundance of from within and without? And if there's any resistance here, seeing if you could breathe that out with each exhale. Sending it love and gratitude and thanking it for releasing and surrendering. And perhaps you could imagine that shape, that color, that symbol here. Maybe it's a word. Maybe it's that spirit animal. Maybe it's changing as you're moving through the body. And seeing if you can feel it go all the way up to the space between your eyebrows at your third eye. Feeling that expansion all the way from the space at your third eye between your eyebrows to all the way behind the back of the head. Clearing any resistance here to that intention, that connection. And seeing if you could bring that color, that word, that mantra, that intention, maybe that animal, and bringing it here. Feeling supported and nurtured and loved. And then feel that all the way up to the top of your head, your crown. That connection to divine, that divine inheritance and overflow. Knowing it is our birthright to be abundant in love, in strength, in prosperity. From within and without. Clearing any resistance here. Sending it off with love and gratitude. And seeing if you could bring that color, that symbol, that shape, whatever may feel right for you right now. Perhaps it's a feeling. Then feel that expand, imagine it, sense it all around you into your auric field, as far out as you would like to expand to in this moment, trusting you are divinely protected. You are divinely safe. Perhaps there's a color, a sensation all around you, clearing any resistance in your energetical, magnetical fields, your aura. Anything that is not for you to carry any longer, send it off with love and gratitude. Bring in that energy of protection, support. And whatever you feel you may need, and then bringing your awareness all the way down to the soles of your feet. Feeling that energy connect to the soles from the earth, the ground. Feeling the energy now from the spaces that your body is connected to the earth, the ground. And give your body permission, if there's anything you've been holding, any tension, anything energetically, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, to dissolve into those spaces that you are connected to the ground. Sending it off with love, knowing that Mother Earth will utilize this as her fertilizer, as her life source. And then if there's anything you would like to receive from Mother Earth, maybe some strength, some nurture, support, courage, and see if you can feel, sense, hear, imagine that connection all the way into the soles of your feet, the tips of your toes, your heels, all the way up your legs, connecting to the very tailbone of your spine, your groin, your inner thighs, clearing any resistance here to receiving that. Then maybe you collect that color, that shape, that symbol, perhaps that animal here. Maybe it's changing as you're going through each part of your body. Then feeling that expand up to your hips, under your belly button, across this space. Feeling a deep connection here. And if there's anything in resistance to that intention, that mantra, that energy, seeing if you can allow that to dissolve. And then feeling that energy coming up to the space above your belly button, all around the front and the back of your body. Connecting to our space of empowerment, our personal power, our sovereignty. If there's anything in resistance here to connecting to that energy, your intention, allowing that to dissolve or alchemize, perhaps sending it down to the earth or off to the skies, or perhaps you just feel it just release in the body and disperse. I'm safe to let go. I'm worthy of letting go. And seeing if you can bring that connection here to what you would like to have that divine abundance in. And it may change as you move through the session. So trusting your instincts, your knowing. And feeling that move all the way back up to your heart chakra. Breathing in and letting go of any resistance with each exhale. Our heart is the bridge between our mind and our body, our bridge between heaven and earth, our physical world and our spiritual world. Our heart is our anchor, our guide, the throne of our soul and our very essence. Feeling that love, that nurture, and see if you can connect here. Maybe it's to that shape, color, that divine overflow, divine abundance. Sending off any resistance, any residue perhaps that's built up from past experiences. And what do you need here? What do you want? Where can you forgive and where can you bring compassion? Anchoring into that energy, that intention, that abundance, and feeling it expand to every single cell in your body, every cell having its own heartbeat. And then perhaps you can sense, feel, imagine that all around you, perhaps loads of tiny little lights or sparkles, perhaps hundreds of butterflies. From within and without. And you may like to repeat these mantras or say them in your mind's eye, connecting to what it is that you want to allow yourself space to connect, awaken, ignite. I am safe to be joyful, to be loved. I am safe to, and seeing what flows for you. I am worthy of love. I'm worthy of strength. I'm worthy of new beginnings. Seeing what flows here when you think and you connect to that worthiness. I am open to love. I am open to forgiveness. I am open to strength. And seeing what flows here when you connect to that I am open. And sometimes resistance can come up, emotions can come up when we feel these as well. So staying present and feeling and sensing and supporting yourself. And one more mantra to open ourselves to is, I'm ready. I'm ready to be peaceful. I'm ready to be joyful. I'm ready to be focused and see what flows. I am ready. And anchoring in at your heart, taking some deep breaths in, bringing that energy back in, and then feeling it expand all around you. Bringing the energy of gratitude for making some space and time. Perhaps bringing your hands on your body if they're not already. And to really seal this energy in, this beautiful energy that you have created and explored, we're going to finish with some oms. If you don't want to om, you don't have to. You can hum or you can listen to my tone. So let's take a deep breath in. And as you're exhaling, feeling the vibration with your om. Inhale. If you're drifting off to sleep, you may want to doze off now. If you're leaving the practice, have a wonderful evening or day, whatever time this is. Namaskar. And if you're staying for some journaling, make your way up super slow. I would have some water as well. Be mindful. So take this opportunity to reflect, check in. How have you been feeling? There might be a mix. Someone asked me the other day, how am I feeling? And I was like, I'm feeling very lost and very peaceful at the same time. So write down maybe a collection of random words that pop up for how have you been feeling? Maybe this week or last week, maybe this year. It doesn't have to make sense, whatever's tumbling out. Trust it. It's almost like a bit of a purge, a release. Now I want you to write down some things that empower you. They can be really simple. Like I said, for me, when I go and do a food shop, I feel quite empowered. So, what empowers you? And what are you, doesn't always have to be proud of. What is something that has changed or shifted for you from last September or even the September before? Doesn't need to be good nor bad. Just what is something that maybe has changed, has shifted? There might be a few things going on. So maybe considering some bits that you wrote down, is any of them something that you would like to maybe revisit with a different mindset, a different way of exploring it? Is it something that you've let go and you don't need to or you don't want to go back to? Is it something that you want to make some space and time to do more of? And new moons are very much about planting seeds and allowing them to manifest and grow. So first of all, connecting to when we was doing that meditation, perhaps what is it you would like to create an abundance of? So maybe popping that down just so you've got it there. I'm so happy and grateful for all the abundance of prosperity, love, connecting to what that was that you would like to activate, awaken within and without outside of you. I'd like you to consider, because Virgo energy likes to take action, what actions maybe do you need? Because it's all good. You could put a seed in the soil, but if you don't water the soil, for example, or you neglect it and say you've got a house plant and you've put a new seed in the soil and you just forget about it for like 4 days and it dries out. It's all about how we nurture the soil and the environment. So what practices or rituals maybe do you need to do to begin to really connect to or strengthen that want, that intention? And considering if your body's been feeling really tired and whacked out, what would be needed to support growth and nurture? And sometimes if we're thinking about prosperity, and maybe that'll bring us into that energy if we're considering finances, when we get underneath that, we're looking for stability and security. So we may consider, how could we bring some stability or security into our soil? Which practices would open us to that, strengthen that? And something you may like to do tonight or under the new moon energy is write down that intention and seeing if you can bring gratitude with it. So it could be, I'm so happy and grateful for all the abundance of love, prosperity that I am receiving, that I am. And you may even like to tear it up into small pieces and bury it into the soil and perhaps give it a little bit of water and a little bit of love, and it will grow, it will blossom, it will sprout. Or you may do it energetically and envision that. So there is no right or wrong. Sometimes if I've shed some hair, I put a little bit of that in the soil with it as well. So it's like a little piece of me. So whatever feels right for you, it's just an idea, and it opens us up to create that connection to divine and nature and source. So when we're ready, I know I'm almost disappearing into the night sky now. I've become one. I've learned how to blend. Bringing our hands into a prayer and taking a moment to celebrate you and honor yourself. Send yourself some love and some gratitude. All parts of you, your past, your present, your future, this lifetime, past lifetimes. Happy new moon. Namaskar. And I will see you, if you can see me, soon. Lots of love.